everyone. I'm Dr. Purushottam Patil, consultant anesthesiologist from Rainbow Children's Heart Institute, Hyderabad. My topic is management of congenital heart disease with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency for cardiac surgery. Introduction. Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency is an X-linked disorder and also most common enzyme disorder. Cardiac surgery and cardiopulmonary bypass involves perioperative ischemia, reperfusion, hypothermia, hypoperfusion, acidosis and drug interactions. Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency in patients undergoing cardiac surgery potentiates the harmful effects of free radicals. Report. A 11-year-old male child who was a known case of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency presented to us with congenital heart disease diagnosed at birth and with mild respiratory distress. On examination, saturations of 95% were present on room air. Reassessment of the qualitative and quantitative analysis of glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase found him to be severely deficient with blood level of only 16.2 million units of RBCs. These are the classes of the enzyme deficiency, and this patient was among class 2, that is a severe level of deficiency where only less than 10% of the normal enzyme activity was present in the patient. Routine blood tests were normal. Hemoglobin was 13.6, unconjugated bilirubin of 0.7 and reticulocyte count of 1%. Patient had class 2 or severe glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency as per the WHO classification. Normal reticulocyte count and normal red cell osmotic fragility indicated the absence of active hemolysis. Upon echocardiography, it showed perimembranous VSD with septal aneurysm, subaortic membrane, left ventricular outflow tract obstruction, mild aortic regurgitation, RCC prolapse, left ventricular hypertrophy. In the preoperative period, good urinary flow was ensured with help of IV Lasix 10 mg thrice a day to prevent renal tubular injury due to free hemoglobin. In the pre-medication, allopurinol 300 mg was given orally in the night before surgery and also in the morning 2 hours before surgery. General anesthesia was planned and induced with midazolam, fentanyl and pancuronium, and the depth was maintained with isoflurane. A median sternotomy was done. After heparinization, CPB was instituted with aortobrachial cannulation. Intermittent antegrade warm blood cardioplegia was administered every 30 minutes to provide myocardial protection. LVOTO relief with VSD closure was performed. Normothermia was maintained throughout the procedure and mean arterial blood pressure during CPB was maintained around 50 mm. During the bypass period, the urine output was maintained with the use of Lasix 10 mg in the reservoir. The patient came off bypass uneventfully. Duration of the CPB was 124 minutes and the aortic cross clamp time was 6 minutes. Immediately after coming off CPB, 2 units of platelets and 1 unit of fresh frozen plasma was transfused. The urine was normal in color and was presumed as lack of hemolysis. The patient was transferred to ICU and mechanically ventilated overnight. The total volume of blood in chest drainage system was 200 ml in 24 hours. 1 unit of packed cell transfusion was used to restore the hemoglobin to 10. Pre and post-operative parameters. Hemoglobin was 11 to start with in the pre-op period, whereas it was 9.2 in the immediate post-op and 10.1 grams per deciliter in the first POD. Reticulocyte was 1 and immediately after surgery it was 0.8 and then it raised to 1.2 in the first POD. Total bilirubin was 2, immediate post-op it was 5.8 and 3.4 in the POD1. Haptoglobulin was almost the same because it was 88 in the pre-op and on the first POD it was 82. Creatinine did not vary much, it was within the normal range, it was 1.2 in pre-op and 1.3 in the immediate post-op and 1 in the POD, whereas the urine study was normal throughout the procedure as well as in the post-operative. Post-operative analgesia was maintained with infusion of fentanyl at a rate of 1 to 2 mics per kg and was continued for first 24 hours and then reduced to 0.5 mics after 48 hours. No hemolysis was noted in the post-operative period and was discharged on the 7th post-operative day. Coming on discussion, the enzyme plays an important role in HMP pathway, that is hexose monophosphate pathway. Usual clinical expression of this disorder includes anemia, jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly and reticulocytosis. Hemolysis occurs after exposure to drugs or to other substances that produces peroxide, resulting in oxidation of hemoglobin and red cell membranes. The diagnosis of G6PD is made by the quantitative spectrophotometric analysis or more commonly rapid fluorescence spot test. CPB known to be a potent activator of systemic inflammation through the production of oxygen-free radicals, which may result in red cell lysis, endothelial injury and capillary leak during post-bypass period. All vital organs, but more commonly kidneys and lungs, at greater risk. This is compounded by commonly used drugs in cardiac surgical settings like paracetamol, aspirin, NSAID, sulfonides and nitrate. The free radical scavenging mechanisms try to limit such deleterious effects. The free radical generation can be minimized by use of free radical scavengers like reduced NADP and G6PD, which is responsible for maintaining adequate levels. This is the pentose phosphate pathway. Here we can see the glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme reducing the NADP plus to NADPH. This NADPH reductive biosynthesis. Therefore, G6PD deficiency leads to accumulation of free radicals and consequent cell membrane damage. CPB induced systemic inflammatory response and production of free radicals in presence of deficient free radical deactivating system can lead to endothelial injury and capillary leak in the lungs. It increases the risk of impaired oxygenation and ventilation. Excessive hemolysis with release of free hemoglobin can exhaust haptoglobulin and cause blockage of renal tubules. In the post-op period, measurement of blood counts, haptoglobulin, reticulocyte count and indirect bilirubin show the degree of hemolysis. To summarize, careful workup in the preoperative period and strategies to minimize hemolysis by avoiding oxidizing drugs and hypothermia, limiting the aortic cross clamp time and maintaining good urine output is essential in such cases. Thank you.